Five. Hey, welcome to the Wood Metal Workshop. Actually, to the basement. Don't really have a topic for tonight. Just toss up your questions, comments. Just hang out and chat for a while. Hey, Paul, how's it going? Any of you guys watch Gold Rush? Just finished watching the latest episode. Tonight's episode, whatever it is. Had a blast at Fab Tech. Only spent 2 days there. I was planning on 3, but we only did 2. On Wednesday morning, I tell you, I was beat. My feet still hurt from Tuesday, and went ahead and just had a little relaxing morning and got packed up, and we decided to go to a store called American Scientific and Salvage. It was about 14 miles from the hotel we were staying in, kind of on the way home. Pretty darn cool store. Bought a lot of cool stuff. Some of it's for videos. In fact, I bought stuff for videos that I knew I needed for a video, but I can't remember what I was going to use it for to build. If that makes any sense. So anyhow, no topic for tonight. Just decided that wasn't doing anything. Wasn't anything good on the television. Watched just about all the YouTube videos I can watch for today, so decided that I'd go ahead and go live for a little while. Spent some time on Amazon today and the other interwebs, and I think I picked out a new microphone. It's tough going. I was trying to decide if I wanted to get another lavalier microphone, kind of clips on, or if I wanted to go with a shotgun style mic. And I think I'm going to get a Rode mic, shotgun style mic, to go on the camera. A lot of people use them, and the one that I was looking at, I found it on Amazon, and it comes with the dead cat for outside windy conditions. Not that I shoot outside the wind anytime, but I may. But it should get the the audio quality up a little bit on the videos. How's the weather down there in southern Wisconsin? Snowing here again. Hit heavy snow on the way home on Wednesday night. Just about Trigo, Wisconsin. Just after Trigo started snowing. And of course, there wasn't much traffic at that time of night on Highway 53, so sometimes I was kind of guessing where the road was. You're not ready for snow yet? Oh, come on. Snow's awesome. Especially if you have allergies. We all suffer, everybody in the family suffers from allergies, so winter is really our favorite season, when all those nasty dust and pollen and stuff is frozen. Yeah, it happens. You got to wash them a lot. Yeah, okay, I've got the heater running down here again. And the washing machine's running, so. Liked your video today, Paul. Got the printer, is the printer working now, or did you get a chance to test it? Well, maybe you'll have some time over the weekend to test it. Hopefully you get some good weather so you can fire up the foundry too. That'd be nice. Well, the foundry should help with the cold. It'll put off some heat for you. Yeah, I saw a lot of really cool stuff at FabTech and got a lot of information. Kind of an information overload. Yeah, I was doing that a couple weeks ago. Sent one vehicle off to the scrapyard and moved some other ones around, make space. So everything's parked out of the way for the winter, so plowing and shoveling and snow blowing can be done. Well, that's too bad, since it's just the two of us. Of course, don't want to give any secrets away. This is going to go up on the channel at some point after it's done. I did get rid of the live stream that I tried on Sunday while we were driving down to Janesville. Since nobody came in, there were no questions, no comments. I deleted that one today. Evidently 1 o'clock on Sunday afternoon, on a really nice sunny Sunday afternoon, is not a good time to do a live stream. But signal was good enough on I-90 to stream at least. Well, that's when you were doing video game stuff, though, and Twitch is good for video gaming stuff, but not so good for garage stuff. At least from what I've seen. Okay, I can definitely tell it's warming up outside because the heater is getting a little too warm. Yeah, that's what my kids tell me. I wouldn't know. It was kind of funny to hear your how excited your wife was when you were testing out the printer and it didn't crash. I picked up some leather at that store I mentioned. Come with some thin stuff and then some thick and then some heavier stuff too. I got enough to make a couple of knife sheaths and maybe do some handle wraps. Now I gotta figure out where I put all the leatherworking tools. They're in a box somewhere in the shop. I'm not exactly sure where. I haven't touched them probably in at least 10 years. Yeah, since I moved stuff into the shop, I bet you I haven't touched them the entire time I've had that shop. Yeah, I don't have a lot. I've got the punches for stitching. I think I've got a single and a triple, and I think one that punches 5 or 6 holes. And then I've got just some other stamping tools. I got mine at a garage sale, I believe. I bought all the tools, and it was all together. There's probably 20 tools there, and a mallet, and maybe 25, 30 chunks of leather. Not nothing huge, not like a whole hide or anything, but some good sized pieces. Yeah, that's what you said when I was down there. I haven't done any carving on leather, so everything that I've done is stamping or just stitching. This Leatherman, it's a kick. When I was rebuilding the 2001 and went and got the new seats for it, this was in the center console, and it doesn't have a holster. So that's one of the things I want to do is make a holster for this. Right now it just kind of sits on the shelf above my computer here. I did get to talk to Jimmy DiResta and Jody Collier and I believe it's Zach from ZH Metal Fab at FabTech. That was kind of cool. Got a little video of all of them because I didn't have a microphone with. I didn't get the little interview I did with Jimmy and Jody. The sound quality is horrendous because of the noise in the convention hall. And I got to talk to Jim Bollinger from Do Right Metal Fab. And let's see, who else did I talk to? I didn't get to talk to Ian Johnson from Extreme Off Road this year. He was just too busy. The ESOP booth was just packed, and the reason why is they were giving away welders and plasma cutters. Um, yeah, they had several welding stations set up and a cutting station, and every time you sign up, sign the release, and then you get to every time you went to one of the stations and tried out the machine that they had set up for that station, you got a card, and then the card was entered in drawing. So we didn't win anything, but it was still fun. Coben and I both got to use the Thermodynamics plasma cutter and the Victor torch and the Rebel 215 multi-process welder. Yeah, we had a lot of fun, but really sore feet. There was a lot of convention to cover. We only saw probably a little over half of everything. Day 3 was supposed to be our see the rest of it, and yeah, just too worn out. Now the sad part is I had good shoes. And day 1 my feet, and then I switched to my boots, which are very comfortable, and I'm used to standing in concrete all day on them. And the dogs were definitely barking. And I don't know what it is about. You can stand around in them all the time, but that much walking, I think, is what makes the difference. Ooh, we got a third person here. Hi, third person. No real topic tonight. Just hanging out. So if you got any questions or comments or anything, just go ahead and type them in there. Doing good, Andrew. How about you? I survived FabTech. Video on that will be out tomorrow morning, by the way. It's about I think I edited it down to about just under 20 minutes. One of the best things though was it was just standing watching the robots, the welding robots and the cutting robots, and I didn't buy any. Oh, wait, I did. I bought. A guy had a booth where he was selling tube cutting templates, little ones for I think it's 1 inch, inch and a quarter, an inch and a half, and they were $10. So I bought the set of those. But I had an absolute blast. Oop, got another one. Hello, fourth person. Yeah, so no real topic tonight. Just kind of hanging out on a snowy northern Minnesota night. So no shop time this weekend. I got to finish getting some winter stuff done around the house and tomorrow, and Colton's truck's still in the garage. Haven't finished that up yet. So he's got my truck, so can't do a whole lot without my truck around. Thanks. I got a spotlight set up over here to reflect off the ceiling and give a little better light in here. Much better than the single compact fluorescent that hangs in this room. There's plenty of room, plenty of light to work by, but not enough to do video by, evidently. Yeah, Paul, your garage is lit much better than mine. That's for sure. But got those lower ceilings, and I have some lights that are out. I've got to do some rewiring. Had some mouse chewed wires that I've got to fix. So get a couple of the fixtures in the shop working again. Did find some really good deals at FabTech. CS Unitech has a nice mag drill that I'm thinking about buying. We've actually got a couple in the works, Andrew. I'm still waiting for some dimensions, though. No worries, Paul. I got enough to keep me busy anyways. So, but when you get those together, that's right, in thousands, not evil metric. In fact, I don't even have anything to measure metric in that size, so it would be I'd have to do the conversions myself. I do have a you know 0 to 25 metric micrometer somewhere. Not exactly sure where that is though. It's probably in the chest that has all the micrometers in it, but I think it's buried at the bottom because, well, it's metric. In that box of reamers that I showed, there's a few metric reamers too in there. I think there's a 10 millimeter and an 8 millimeter reamer, or maybe a 5.5. Really have to get those reamers sorted out so I know what I've got. Well, so that's a 10 millimeters, usually the head on a 6 millimeter bolt. And that's why you can never find your 10 millimeter socket. I can't even count the number of 10 millimeter sockets I've lost. It seems to be the size that you always lose. Huh. A bumper for Paul's Jeep. I don't think Paul's Jeep can carry one of my bumpers. Even the light duty ones are pretty darn heavy. What, you don't trust your kids driving? She did pretty good on the tricycle. She only almost hit the car a couple of times. Paul, you need to do a good video on that compressor you got. The backstory on that is just awesome. Hey, Rubbin's racing, right? Your daughter into racing that tricycle? The tricycle or the car? Or the compressor? That is a sweet compressor. You really got to do a video just on that. And make sure you tell the backstory on it too, because that was really cool. That's a good rainy day video. A belt guard? Well, where's the fun in that? You don't need all your fingers. Just make sure if you do take off fingers, you take them on the non-dominant hand. Oh, there's so many ways I could go with that, and I'm not going to go anywhere near it. I've got mine. Nobody's ever seen it in a video because it's in a cabinet at the back of the shop to keep the noise down. But it's a 60-gallon. What is it? Oh, geez. Come on, think. I don't even remember, but I bought it in 1990, and it's still running strong. So I forgot to mention when we were talking about the musical instruments, Paul. A good friend of mine in high school, he played violin in the orchestra, and the orchestra teacher absolutely hated him because he's also a very well-known fiddle player, and he always enjoyed playing fiddle more than violin. He's actually been on national TV playing fiddle. So, if you knew who he was, they, my wife was much better friends with him than I was, but he is pretty well known in the fiddling circles, I guess. Yeah, I just couldn't get by a Harbor Freight compressor. They just scare me. Like I said, mine's, what does that make it? 27 years old and still going strong. I change the oil in it about every. I change my oil about the time you change compressors. Change the oil with synthetic and drain the tank once a month, or more often if it's being used a lot. I am waiting for the tank to explode someday, though. Not too concerned about it though, because like I said, it's in its own little cabinet, and any shrapnel would have to go through inch and a half of styrofoam, half-inch of plywood, and right now there is an entertainment center sitting in front of it. So shrapnel would have to go a long ways to get out and hurt somebody. But I got my eyes open for a replacement just in case. No, it's just a steel tank. Most of them are. Stainless steel would be really expensive. Well, good equipment should last forever if you take care of it. At least be rebuildable. I know mine's rebuildable, and I could just put a new, if the tank ruptured, I could just get a new tank. But my guess is if the tank's rupturing, I probably won't be there when it ruptures, and that pump's going to run till it dies. I really hope I don't get that doesn't happen, because that's not something I want to pay the electric bill for. That's for sure. My electric bill out there is bad enough already. It's amazing how much electricity you go when you're running a lathe and a mill and welders all the time. Yeah, this time of year we've got electric heat too, so I don't even know if I've ever seen a stainless steel compressor tank. I'm sure somebody makes one. Not sure I'd want to pay for it. Hey, we're up to 5 now. Yeah, but those are just little ones. We're talking 60 or 80 gallon tanks. Have you guys seen Mr. Pete's video where he goes and visits the fuel tank factory? That was a pretty interesting video. Seeing how they make aluminum fuel tanks. I guess Mr. Pete was at Fab Tech too. I didn't see him. I would have loved to meet the guy and shake his hand. Really, on day 2, it was really hard to get a word in edgewise with some of the other YouTubers that were there. They were Lincoln was doing a lot of filming while I was there. Yep, I'm hoping to meet him next year at Arnfest. I decided that next year I'm definitely going to Arnfest in Illinois. There, he was there this year. I'm sure if he's in good health, he'll be there next year, and I'll get to meet him. My wife was talking about me doing a maker tour next year and going and visiting a bunch of YouTubers. So that's a possibility too. So she said we're planning on going to Florida next spring, either in February or April. And she said that she and our son can fly back from Florida, and I can take my time and stop and see some other people. So that gives me the entire kind of eastern half of the country to go visit some people. I think that'd be kind of cool. Check out some other people's shops and meet them in person after watching them on the tube for so long. I'd like to go to Idaho. I was in Idaho not this summer, the summer before. Uh, Went to a wedding out in Western Washington State, and spent a day exploring Idaho on the way back. Beautiful, beautiful country. Fun driving. I Love twisty mountain roads. Yeah, we didn't plan on spending a day in Idaho. We were just going to drive through, and because we were going to Yellowstone on the way back, and it was just so beautiful, and so we just took our time going through Idaho, and only had one day in Yellowstone then. So do you have snow in Idaho yet? I mean, snow that's staying. Well, everybody's got to see it once, and my youngest son hadn't seen Yellowstone, so and it's way overrated till that super volcano let loose. Then it's gonna be way underrated. It's gonna be way over our heads. Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of YouTubers out of Idaho that I watch. Um, Red Poppy Ranch. He's in southern Idaho, I believe, and he had snow, but it looked like it melted off or was melting off really quickly. We're actually supposed to be in the 40s next week, and so anything that we have will be gone. When we were there, we drove around, and then we went out the west entrance into Wyoming. That was just a beautiful drive, and then through Wyoming, and we took US 14 up over the mountains back to I-90, and that was just a beautiful drive. Western United States, northwestern United States, just has so much beautiful scenery to go see from pretty much western North Dakota as far as the ocean. That's just a beautiful country to drive through. Definitely don't get bored driving. You western Minnesota, eastern North Dakota, Iowa, Nebraska, South, most of South Dakota. I'd rather shoot myself than drive through there on purpose. But you got to drive through it to get other places. In all the places I've been, I have never been to Salt Lake City. It's one of the few places that I've in the United States that I've never been. For extra money, I used to go pick up travel trailers that a dealer would buy at auction, repossessions, and so I've been just about everywhere doing that. I was one job that I had. I was working 4 on, 3 off, so I'd get done with work on usually on Saturday night, and I'd hop in my truck and take off. And a lot of times I was doing a two-way, so I'd be hauling a trailer from that they had sold, meeting somebody someplace, and then going on and picking up a trailer somewhere else and bringing it back. Really, really good extra money for little to no work. And I never mind driving. It's the only conditions I don't like to drive in are fog and sleet. Nothing else bothers me much. Yeah, I bet that does employ a lot of people, probably with pretty good wages. Where were you flying to, Paul? We have a similar joke around here. Why is Minnesota windy? Because Wisconsin blows and Iowa sucks. No offense, Paul. Okay, well then Iowa blows and Wisconsin sucks. Which is good. Then we don't get the smell of cheese if it goes that way. Illinois does suck. Now, see, Chicago is my favorite city to go visit because there's so much to do. Traffic is horrendous, and the tolls suck. And I actually commented, as I always do when I'm driving through Chicago, saying, "You know what? The sad part is the people who live here, they think this is normal." And I don't think I'd want to visit Chicago for more than 3, 4 days at a time. I'm right there with you, Paul. I much prefer being out in the sticks. As long as I have my tools and some power to run them, I'm a happy camper. I was surprised at the bad traffic in Janesville. That was coming into Janesville on Sunday. The traffic was bad. I don't know if it was everybody heading, you know, back to Chicago after a weekend away or what, but yeah, the construction too. Oh, and thanks for the tip on the Ramada. It was clean. The pool was nice. The hot tub felt really good. Yeah, I could never live in Illinois. Just hearing some of the issues people have with building garages, even in rural Illinois. That's just nuts. It was funny. Some doors you can out of the convention hall that you can step out of to have a cigarette while you're there, and I'm out there and I'm just wearing a t-shirt and I'm just fine. And you got all these guys out there in their jackets, uh, trying to hold their jacket closed and their heads tucked down in their collar. And it's like, you're from the South, aren't you? It's like it felt nice to me. It was 45 degrees. We haven't seen 45 degrees in 2 or 3 weeks. According to my son, it was almost zero here this morning. I think he said it was 3 degrees when he left for school this morning. I was out doing some yard work before it started snowing this afternoon, and I put on a fleece. That was it. That's all I needed. Oh, and a ball cap. So, what other fun stuff's going on out there in your guys' world? Since, as you can tell, absolutely nothing's going on in my world. Yeah, sorry to hear that, Paul. I got a little allergy thing going on today because of the wind, but like I said, winter's here. Pretty soon, all that allergy stuff will be gone. It'll be all covered up, and I'll be good for the winter. Then I just have to avoid spring. Wow, I've been going for 49 minutes already. Time just flies when you're having fun. Yeah, here comes Coben with another load of laundry for me to do. Hey, Kobe. Yes. Yes. You want to come say hi? Say hi to the people, Coben. Can't see him back there, but Coben's back there. He says hello. What are you studying, Andrew? Studying. So somebody asked me what the best part of FabTech was, and what it was getting to meet and talk to all these different people. Uh, it was just it's just so much fun to meet these people and talk to them, get to know them a little bit, and make some contacts. It was really enjoyable. Of course, I got a little bit of information overload. That's something that seems to happen every time I go to a convention. Just you're trying to cram so much information into such a short period of time. One really cool thing that we saw that's coming out in tomorrow's, there's video of it in tomorrow's video. Um, it's a fume extractor for welding or cutting, and it actually follows the arc light. So you can be welding or cutting along, and it will follow where you're going. Well, that's cool, Andrew. I went to school for welding many years ago, back in the day, as they like to say. So long ago, I barely remember it. I do remember it being fun. I loved everything to do with that. It was so good year. Of course, in that same year, I also got married and had my first child. So, it, 1990 was a great year. And thanks for making me feel old, Paul. Fortunately, you're only as old as you feel. So, and right now, I'm not feeling anywhere near 49. Of course, I'm way grayer than a 49-year-old should be. So, Andrew, you're the same age as my oldest son. Then he was born in August 1990, which makes it really easy to keep track of his age. Oh, we got another person watching now. We're up to 5. Hello, number 5. Oh, hello, number 5. All right, Paul. Have fun this weekend. I hope you get to fire the founder furnace up. Hope you get some good weather. So back to 4. I think we're gonna go for about 5 more minutes, and I'm gonna have to wrap this up. I got to get some laundry done, and I got some video to edit, and I need to get to bed at some point. Got a busy day tomorrow. Got to replace a storm window. Not high on my list of things to do because it's a ways off the ground. Don't mind heights. Spent half my career, or over half my career, working off ladders, but doing replacement windows on ladders isn't any fun. It's right off the alley, so I can't really set up my scaffolding there either to work off of. And the scaffolding's out at the shop, so I'd have to go get it anyways. So, Andrew, when do you graduate? Oh, we're back to 4. Hello, number 4. So, what's your favorite part about welding? I know my favorite part is just all the stuff you can do with metal. You can do so much more with metal than you can with wood. And it's, in my opinion, metal is much more forgiving than wood. I've done a lot of woodwork. In fact, a whole section of my shop is dedicated to woodworking, even though we haven't done very much woodworking on the channel, just because there haven't been any woodworking projects come up that I could film. I guess I could have filmed some of them, but they've been pretty simple, easy stuff that I didn't think was video worthy. But yeah, I like the forgiveness, the ease of use of metal. It's heavier, it's harder to work with, but it's just so much more forgiving to work with. Three inches of life at a time. What's your favorite welding process? Coben was really kind of hesitant to try TIG welding. I got him going on oxyacetylene welding this summer, and he's pretty good at it, but he was hesitant to try TIG. And he got to run TIG at the Lincoln booth at FabTech and found out that he actually really enjoyed it. So, time to get some more coupons and make sure the gas tank's full and let them rip on some TIG. Which is good because I have a patience issue with TIG. I love TIG welding, but I have a patience issue. Probably from doing stick and MIG for so many years that not a lot of TIG, that the process is just so slow for me that I really don't enjoy it as much as I probably should. Well, there we go. That's an hour. I'm gonna call it a night here. Get some other stuff done before I head to bed. So, y'all have a great night, and thanks for watching, and thanks for joining me. And we'll see you in the next video.